Norma D. Machay began her career with DCFS at the age of 19. Currently, she's the acting area administrator for Woodstock and Waukegan, and she is the subject of our DCFS profile.
Yes, I actually had an internship in 1991, and it was under a lady by the name of Beth Bays, and I was on a placement intact team that I would accompany child welfare specialists on visits to see children, and I was able to visit the Pontiac prison where a lot of the mothers were, and we had their children as wards of the state. Oh yes, definitely. I was 19.
19 years old.
19.
Wow. And how did you get to be area administrator? How did that work? What did you do all those years in between?
Sure. So I graduated Northern Illinois University in '93, and I applied for the position of social service career training, and I was hired October of 1993 in Cook County. And then I made my way up to a child welfare specialist 1, and then a 2, and then I went to Northern Region and became a child protective specialist. And then I actually left the department and was a stay-at-home mom with my children for a while. But during that time, I received a contract, and I did parenting skills in Spanish, adoption studies in Spanish. I would do translation interpretation for juvenile court. So I still was connected for the 9 years I was gone. Came back as a child protective specialist for about a year and a half, and then this April I was promoted to an acting area administrator in Woodstock and Waukegan. I remember the first family I visited as a social service career trainee in Pilsen. The mother, I could see her face. She had 4 children, and she looked so young, and she told me that I even looked younger. And I remember the children just wanting to talk to me and play with me. And what really stands out, because I was a Spanish speaking, is that they just wanted to tell me everything in Spanish. And I remember just sitting on their floor and talking to them. That's what I remember. I'll never forget that. And then other, I remember other investigations, the ones that were absolutely horrible, that you remember you removing the children and doing everything in your power to make that day be okay and make them feel safe. And then just working with families that you don't remove the children, but they reach out to you and say, I just need help, and connecting them with the right resources to help them. So that always stays in my heart. And now in this position, I see the supervisors and the investigators that they're so dedicated and so want to advocate for our families and help them. And work very hard and diligently, and I try to support them in every which way.
Well, you were a stay-at-home mom. What made you come back?
The love for the Department of Children and Family Services. Just, since that 19-year-old Norma stepped into DCFS at 1911 Indiana, I just yearned to come back and to serve my Latino families. I wanted to do that.
You're still happy doing that?
Absolutely.
Still love it?
I do. It's in my heart and in my mind and in my soul. Yes.
And your family understands that?
They do. They completely understand, and they're very supportive. Always participating. There was a foster parent appreciation picnic, and my family came, and they're very supportive of what I do and supportive of what the department does. Yes.
You're going to stay with them for a while then?
Oh, yes. I plan to do that. I have 10 more years and then retire. But always will be in my heart doing something, whether I'm not working full-time or part-time. DCFS will be somewhere in my life.